Hi, this is Nyla with Jazzy Zebra Designs, and today I'm going to show you a how-to video on how to do my sketch designs. When you purchase one of my sketch designs, you will get a stitch chart in your zipped folder. It's a JPEG and you can open it and print it out. This is printed in black and white, but it's actually in color. And it shows you what stitch is next and what thread colors are next. And this is what the final image is going to be. Get your hoop. Pick out your threads that you need for your design, whatever item you're going to be stitching it on. Bobbin thread, get your USB or however else, put your designs on your USB or however else you need to get your designs to your individual embroidery machine. You'll need water soluble stabilizer and cutaway stabilizer. The kind of saying in the industry is if you wear it, don't tear it, so don't use tearaway stabilizer. I go a step farther and say if you're going to wash it, don't use tearaway stabilizer, only use cutaway stabilizer. Today I'm going to show you how to do a floating, and rather than hooping the towel, it helps with hoop burn and etc. to float it, and I'm going to teach you how to float it. What you'll need is your hoop. You need to hoop your stabilizer, your cutaway stabilizer. Make sure it's good and tight in your hoop. Then take your towel, or today we're using a towel, whatever you're going to put the design on. Put it in your hoop, center it where you want it. Use your straight pins and just basically pin the towel down to the stabilizer. But first, I always like to pin my water soluble stabilizer on top with the towel. So pin it down. Use as many pins as you feel comfortable using to pin it down. Just make sure they're out of your way, as far up against the hoop as you can get it. This is called floating in the industry. Take your bobbin thread, make sure you have loaded it. There's plenty of bobbin thread. I always use pre-round bobbins because I think they wind them tighter and you can get more thread on them than when you wind them yourself, but you do whatever you personally prefer. Put your USB into your machine. Do whatever steps your machine usually calls for to get it ready to go. Pick your design, load it in, and my machine tells me what colors first. And in this case, the first thing is going to stitch is the carrot, so it needs to be the orange. And we're going to load up the orange. Put your hoop on the machine. Make sure everything is spread out. Double check to make sure your towel isn't folded underneath and so you don't back stitch it to the back. When you're ready to go and you're loaded in, start with your first color. After a few stitches, I recommend with the sketch designs that you stop your machine, take your scissors, and cut the little tail that you had when you started. Otherwise it gets tucked in under the stitches and you have to fish it out later. Now you're ready for the next color. Again, cut your little tail. Okay, on this step, there were several jump strings that you need to go cut, and it's okay to unhoop your machine and bring it out and cut your little jump steps, your jump threads, where it jumped from one area to another area. Put it back on your machine. Make sure you fold everything back out again so that you don't stitch it underneath. Look at your thread chart. The next color is 4 and it calls for pink. You don't have to use any of these. These are just recommended colors You can pick whatever color you want to. You can make your bunny whatever color you wanted, make the bow whatever color you wanted. These are just suggestions. With the sketch designs, you will see white showing between the threads. That's what it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to look like it was hand-drawn, colored in with colored pencils. It's not supposed to be perfect and filled in exactly. When your machine's new, your hoops tend to stick a little bit, but they get better. These are your jump strings. This is what you need to cut off. On my chart it calls for gray, but I decided to make the bunny brown this time and not gray. So I'm putting brown in. These machines have automatic threaders on them, but I don't like to use the automatic threader. I'm kind of old school. I'd rather thread the needle myself. I can never get the automatic threaders to go right. This is just cutting thread stitches, cutting the jumps. The next part's the cottontail. And instead of white, I'm going to, since it's on the white background, I'm using the tan. So you see here, it kind of looks like a giant mess. This is where the fun part comes in. The last step is your black, and it does your outline, and it actually, this is when the design really starts to pop and you see the sketch to it. And you're finished sewing it out. We just need to cut the last of the jump strings. Be real careful not to cut any other color but the jump string. And it's finished. Now the fun part, get to untake it off the hoop. Your water soluble should just peel off around it, like so. And then to get it from between the stitches, you can either use a wet rag, or you can throw it into your washing machine and wash it. Now you can unhook it. And this is what the back looks like. You trim your cutaway as close as you can without cutting the towel or the stitches. I like to put my fingers down in there. It's kind of a buffer to bring it, to pull them apart and know how far I can cut. This is when the little scissors are really handy. And there you go. Your design is all done. Have a cute little towel to hang on your kitchen. This has been Nyla with Jazzy Zebra Design, showing you how to do our sketch designs.